Hello, so I really enjoyed doing this week's column because it's a column on kind of beauty stalwarts, I suppose, the kind of unsung heroes of beauty. And when I say that, I mean, it isn't to say that they're completely unknown products by any stretch of the imagination. They're all kind of quite iconic and you will have heard of them. But I wanted to do this column because there are some products that are so brilliant that have been around for so long that people have stopped talking about them. They kind of take them for granted. They're the sort of bread and butter products that work, and they sort of get lost in the crossfire of all kind of new sexy developments and so on, but often work much better than the new versions. I was inspired to write this column because as a beauty journalist, I get sent everything that comes out. So whenever a new product comes out, it's sent to me, and the companies want me to write about it. And, you know, I have this in common with all the other beauty editors. We're constantly being shown new, exciting things, and very often they are very exciting, and I really want to talk about them. But quite often, magazines only talk about the new things because, you know, readers have a thirst for the new exciting developments. But I just wanted to take a moment really to ponder on the things that have always been there and have always been good. And the reason I wanted to do this was because I was on a trip recently with some other beauty editors, and we were all being shown a very exciting new product. And, you know, it's a great product and we were all kind of quite jeered by it. However, when we were on the train and talking about it, I discovered that of the 10 of us, 6 of us regularly, I mean daily, use this product, which is Estee Lauder's Advanced Night Repair. And it's been around for 30 years. And I thought that was really interesting that a group of 10 women who do nothing but see brand new product, new exciting developments, new technology, new ingredients, day in, day out. Of those 10, 6 were using this really, really old product religiously. I thought that was really interesting. So that got me thinking about all the other things that I use with great loyalty that perhaps you don't read about very much because they're not kind of new, exciting and sexy anymore, but they're still amazing. So I might as well start with Advanced Night Repair. I'm just going to show you, I can't show you everything because we'll be here all day, but I've pulled out just a few examples of what I consider to be real kind of beauty foot soldiers here, and I'm going to talk you through a few of them. So Advanced Night Repair, it's a serum, and I would say it's the serum I most often recommend because it just does everything. You know, it sort of takes care of pigmentation problems, wrinkles, dehydration. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, so it's really nice and hydrating. It's extremely gentle. I have never known anyone allergic to it, which isn't to say none of you will be allergic to it, but I have never known anybody. And anyway, Estee Lauder have an allergy returns policy, so if you're allergic to something, you get your money back, which I think is brilliant. It's just a really, really great all-round product that most people will see a benefit from. And the name is a bit annoying because it's called Advanced Night Repair, so people generally assume you just put it on at night. You can use it day and night. I personally use it in the morning, and then I use a different serum for pigmentation at night, which is a bit stronger. But I use this every morning, and it's just the most beautiful base for moisturiser and makeup and so on. And it's not even that expensive. I'm not saying that 40 quid's not a lot of money, it is. But when you look at some of the new sexy serums, you're talking about 250 quid, which in my opinion is insane money. And you can get a really amazing product here for significantly less money. So that's why I love it. Another product which I mentioned in the column is Nuxe oil. Now, Nuxe is one of my favourite brands. I love it. I've spoken about it before. It's a French chemist brand. It's not super expensive. It's kind of mid-price. But this is their sort of hero product. They're actually celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. It's called Huile Prodigieuse, and it's a lovely dry oil. So it's an oil but not greasy. It goes onto your skin and it has a really lovely dry texture. This is a new bottle, so it might take a few pumps to get out. And it's multi-use, so it can go on hair, skin, nails, cuticles. And I first discovered it, must have been 15 years ago, because I have never ever known a photo shoot, and I've been on millions where this product hasn't been in someone's kit, whether the hairdresser or the makeup artist. It goes on, it's not greasy, but it does give like a lovely sheen to the skin, so you can put it on limbs and it kind of makes them glow. You can use it on your face as a facial oil. It smells amazing, or you can just put it through the tips of your hair to just kind of break up strands and give your curls a bit more definition, or give straight hair that kind of piecey feel. And it's really, really moisturising on the hair. You can even put it on your hair overnight and shampoo it out the next morning and so on. It's just a brilliant kind of wonder product. The other way I like to use it is if in the winter I just want a really heavy duty moisturiser or hand cream, I'll just squirt that into whatever hand cream I'm using, mix it together and then rub it in. It just kind of steps it up a gear. This is a lovely product. Also, it's 20 quid and it will literally last you a year, if not a year and a half. It just lasts for ages and ages. A little goes a really long way. So that was one product I want to talk to you about. We all know about Cleanse and Polish. I talk about it all the time because I use it religiously. But I did want to highlight for you that Liz Earle, for the first time ever, has altered her formulation of Cleanse and Polish to just put some rose and lavender in, and it's a special edition for the Prince's Trust, of which she is a patron. So I think that that's quite kind of newsworthy. It's exactly the same in terms of the makeup of the cleanser, but it's got those extra oils in which just smell beautiful, really, really nice kind of version of it. That's available for a limited time only, but still has the very classic formula. Elnet, another thing I've discussed so much, you know I love it, but there's a new one out called Infinite Shine, which is the classic formula, and it just has a little bit of glitter in it. Don't be scared, it won't make you look like a wag or anything. It's not like a scary cheap sort of glitter. It's just a really nice shimmery kind of effect, and it gives a bit of sort of dimension to your hair. Eve Lom cleanser, people are mad about Eve Lom cleanser. It first came out kind of well over a decade ago now, and I think Eve Lom, to be fair, we can probably say that Eve Lom invented the hot cloth cleansing sort of phenomenon, of which I am an absolute devotee. I use Liz Earle, but really kudos to Eve Lom because she really invented it. Also, she's an amazing facialist. She's given me a facial and it just knocked my socks off. She's incredible, really knows her stuff. Another product which you hardly ever read about anymore because it's been around for so long is Caudalie Beauty Elixir. Now, this is a bit like a serum. It is a bit like a face oil. It's a bit like a face spritzer, just to kind of freshen you up. It's just the most lovely product, and people who love it are obsessed with it. They're completely obsessed with it. It's made with grape extracts. People like Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox are obsessed with it and use it all the time. You can use it just to freshen up in the day, or you can use it as part of your skincare routine. And people who use it absolutely swear by it, that it gives them a really kind of glow, a radiance to them, and it is lovely. It smells like bliss as well, and it's not full of crap. Basically, it's a really nice kind of natural product. What else can I show you? Regenerist, Olay Regenerist. The number of beauty journalists I've met and makeup artists I've met who swear by Olay Regenerist is insane. People are absolutely mad for it, and I think for a supermarket brand, or it's not cheap, Olay, but it's certainly not, a department store counter brand. I think that's fantastic. The serum in particular, the 3-point super serum, people are mad for, and then you follow up with the cream. I like that very much. Benetint. Now, the thing about Benetint, obviously Benetint is by Benefit. It is a rose lip and cheek tint. And I know women who would sooner be without any product than without Benetint. They absolutely adore it. Now, I see Benetint on other people and just think, oh, pretty, it's so gorgeous, but it's not for me. And the reason it's not for me is I have dry skin, and Benetint is such a kind of true, proper stain. It doesn't give you enough playtime on your face. So if you have dry skin and you put it on, by the time you've rubbed it in, it's already seeped in of its own accord and kind of doesn't go on properly. If you're young, or if you have oily skin, lots of natural moisture in your skin, it spreads beautifully and it goes on great and stays on, crucially. And lots of people with oily skin can't use cream blusher, but Benetint, because it's a liquid, they can use really well. It's just not right for my skin, but if it works on your skin, it does give the most beautiful glow. I've now got oil over my hands, so I can't actually open anything. Okay, might come back to that. But yes, I mean, you would basically pop it on the apples of your cheeks and just spread it around in a circle and on your lips. Anyone can use it on their lips if they so desire. It's a very pretty look on the lips and on the cheek matching. Just gives someone a real kind of flushed look, and it's made with real rose petals. It really is a beautiful product if it's right for your skin. What else? Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser. I still think Laura Mercier makes the best tinted moisturiser on the market. I use it every day of my life pretty much. And she now does 3 formulations, and there's a 4th coming up, but I'm not going to tell you about it until next week's foundation video. But the 3 formulas she has at the moment are the classic, the illuminating, I should say, and the oil-free. So it's fairly self-explanatory there. If you want a sort of radiance to your skin, especially if you're a bit older, the illuminating is great. It's what I use. The classic, it's what it says in the tin. It's neither glittery nor matte. It's somewhere in the middle, gives you a really nice balanced look, and it also gives a really good coverage. And then oil-free if you're on the greasy, oily side, or if you have trouble keeping your makeup on, making it stay put. It's an absolutely brilliant product. The reason I like it more than any BB cream, more than any tinted moisturiser, is it gives more coverage than a normal tinted moisturiser. It's not just this kind of see-through sheer colour. Laura just gives a little bit more coverage, but at the same time looks totally natural, and all the colours are really yellow instead of pink, which you know I'm obsessed with. So truly deserving of its sort of iconic status. It's won every award in the book. Dr. Hauschka Skincare, real kind of classic product, I think. They really do their job. They do a rose day cream, which I think Kate Moss uses, or certainly did, and cleansing milk and things like that. And they're just beautiful formulations with essential oils, not expensive. They're kind of eco-friendly. They all come in these recyclable glass bottles, no parabens and so on and so on. Really nice skincare, and a regime you can adopt without this huge outlay of cash. What else? Guerlain fragrances. To me, Guerlain is one of the greatest perfume houses in the world, if not the greatest. They just make phenomenal perfumes, and their perfumes have been around for decades and decades and decades. This one is my favourite of theirs. It's called Mitsuko. But they do 1,000,001 fragrances, all of them absolutely beautiful. And I think with Guerlain, because they don't advertise that much, and because they're a very traditional perfumer, lots of people don't know about them. But if you love your perfume, do yourself a favour and get to Guerlain and have a sniff of what they have. I mean, the most beautiful, kind of beautiful scents. Dermalogica, I want to talk to you about Dermalogica boosters. Now, Dermalogica do these products, I think there are 5 or 6 different ones, and they're called boosters, and they're the most genius idea, and I know so many people who use them, and I recommend them a lot. They're just little boosters that you squirt into your existing day creams to add a boost of something. This one is an extra firming booster, so if you had, say, your favourite moisturiser, you could squirt some of this in to make it a firming moisturiser. The one I most often recommend is called the Solar Booster, and you basically squirt it into any moisturiser or foundation, and it immediately gives it an SPF of 30. It's brilliant, such a good product. And they also do a hydrating booster. They do various different ones, and they're the kind of hero products of Dermalogica, I think. They're always what I associate with Dermalogica. They're great. Again, not cheap, I think they're about 30 quid, but they last for ages because you just put a little bit in. Clarins, I love Clarins cleanser. Whenever I stray from Liz Earle, it's usually to this. The smell of it just reminds me of childhood. They're beautiful, creamy, thick, rich cleansers, but that don't leave your skin greasy. And they work really well with hot cloth too. So if you like the Liz Earle method, you can just use it with Clarins. It's lovely. Dove deodorant, it's the best deodorant. I use it every single day, and I wish men would wear women's deodorant. I always encourage men to wear women's deodorant because men's deodorant is disgusting. And Dove is so kind of neutral and fresh. It doesn't smell girly and floral, that sort of smell. Kiehl's. There are lots of iconic products in Kiehl's, the lip balm being one of them, the cream with silk groom hair product being another. But this is my favourite, Creme de Corps. If I'm having a nice treat, like a treaty bath with really expensive bath foam, I'll follow up with Creme de Corps, which is the most kind of rich, luxurious sort of body lotion. It's like whipped cream, like it doesn't fall off you upside down. It's absolutely lovely and so rich, you really don't need very much. Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturiser. such a good moisturiser. It just does what it's supposed to do. It stops your skin feeling tight, makes it feel comfortable, and you can follow up with a treatment moisturiser if you wish. NARS Orgasm Blusher. I just wanted to show you that I put my money where my mouth is. This is mine. Look at the state of it. I'm never, ever without it. I use it practically every day. It's just one of the all-time great products. And in fact, I was having dinner with the managing director of a very, very premium, expensive makeup brand last year, and she was showing me their new line of blushes, and I said to her, but are they as good as NARS blushes? And she said, no, ours are great, but nothing's as good as NARS blushes. I just think it's a generally accepted wisdom within the industry that NARS makes the best blushes in the world, and I totally agree. A couple of last things that I wanted to show you. Jo Malone candles. They're just so great. They're so classic. They've been around for a really long time now, and I still think that nobody can fail to be giddy if you give that to them for a present. It's, the grapefruit's their bestseller, and it really is gorgeous. Chanel number 5, don't need to show you that. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous perfume. I always feel like if you're wearing Chanel number 5, you're ready for anything. It's kind of like having a loaded pistol in your knickers. You just like, you can take on the world. I wore it to my father's funeral. I wore it on my wedding day. If it's a big enough event, I put on Chanel number 5 and I feel fairly invincible. Chanel must have the most iconic packaging of all time. It's so beautiful, and you see me every single week with this mirror. I use it in all the videos. It's magnifying on one side, plain on the other, and it's the most brilliant beauty mirror. 26 quid, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I use that more than I use anything in the world. It's fab, and it's a real lifetime investment. Finally, I wanted to show you Mason Pearson, because I'm nuts for Mason Pearson. Again, what I was saying before about the professionals on shoots, I have never, ever, ever been on a photo shoot where the hairdresser hasn't had Mason Pearson brushes. Look how lovely they are. It's just what a lovely thing. They've been made for like hundreds of years in Britain. They're all made in Britain. They come in this beautiful package, and you get them in those lovely old chemist shops that are dotted around the country, those tiny little independent chemists, which I just dig anyway. This is, I think, the pocket size. This is the size I use. And they're made with a mixture of boar bristles and nylon. And every model I've ever seen on a shoot has one. Every celebrity I've interviewed has one. They're just, look, they're just so lovely. But importantly, they just give a really lovely shine to the hair. They never drag or snag or damage the hair. They're so, so gentle and easy to use, and so pretty. Nothing prettier than that on your dressing table. They also make the most brilliant baby gift. Generally, if a friend of mine has a baby, I buy them the Mason Pearson baby hairbrush that comes in blue or pink, and it's just a lovely kind of heirloom item. It's a lovely thing. Anyway, I've waffled on for ages because I am just really mad about these products. But in summary, I would just say don't always be blinded by the science and blinded by what's new, or seduced by what's new and what looks sexy. Sometimes the very, very best products are the ones that have been around forever, that you've passed in the chemist or the department store 100 times and just kind of thought that was old hat, because some of them still do their job better than anyone. So thank you for listening to my very long video about them, but you can sense my enthusiasm, and I'll see you next week. And I would love to know as well in comments what your all-time kind of stalwart products are from which you will never stray. I'd love to know. Bye-bye.